What's up, dudes? Max here. So there's been some interesting breaking news for Dragon Ball FighterZ, albeit not completely unexpected. The latest two DLC roster members have been revealed, and like I said, to nobody's surprise, it is base form Goku and base form Vegeta. This is different than the other forms of Goku and Vegeta that are already in Dragon Ball FighterZ because those are technically transformed versions of their characters, and you can tell by their hair. And these characters will have unique movesets and hopefully a bunch of unique normals and specials to differentiate them from the other Goku and Vegetas that already fill the roster. I already know a lot of people are going to be disappointed by this because one thing that they did say a bit early on in development of this game was that there wasn't going to be many variations of the same character throughout the roster, and we've already seen kind of a lot of that in Dragon Ball FighterZ. And this was the big negative that a lot of people were attaching to when we first heard about this many months ago, that it could be a possibility that somewhere in this leaked list roster there was going to be a base Goku and base Vegeta when there were already so many of them. I know a lot of people that would prefer some other characters like Mr. Satan, Hercule, or, you know, Master Roshi, or somebody that's weird, that really switches the mold. But the other thing that can kind of be told about this entire situation is that this is a 99% guarantee about the leak list being real, like we said before, and the next characters we can most likely expect based on the previous leaks, I believe, were Android 17, as well as Cooler, most likely in his final form, which I'm very happy about. This essentially is the lowest part of the DLC run for Dragon Ball FighterZ right now, but there's a little bit we can figure out from the scans that have been revealed because we do actually get to see what they look like. It's described that base Vegeta is going to have a Gallic Gun style super special where he launches energy towards the ground, and it's also used in midair, so we're already looking at a multi-utility super character, which is the beginning composition of a really good character in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and that might apply to a lot of his other specials as well. He's going to have a level 3 called Galaxy Breaker, which is going to emit energy from his entire body, and based on that previous super like we just said, there's a pretty good chance you're going to be able to use this thing in the air too, which is going to make probably base Vegeta really damn good. Now, of these two characters, there's not a ton to get excited about if you're looking for new Dragon Ball characters, but base Goku does have some interesting stuff, so kind of bear with me here. He's going to get access to a Kaioken that is going to let him perform consecutive attacks and button combinations after activating. When an ally falls, the Kaioken can be increased by power times 3 or times 20, so this is apparently very similar to some other games you might have played before. Maybe Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which this game lends a lot from. And there's a character called Dark Phoenix in that game, which wasn't exactly great for it, but definitely was interesting. That this is sort of reminding me of, where the more characters that are dead on your team, the more powerful of a comeback that person can make. And just through the text, this appears to be so. We're gonna have to wait till we see a trailer or get some information on this guy. But I'm really curious on install style supers. I want to see how much this transformation is really going to change the character. The other one we've seen in the game so far is with Adult Gohan, and while it is very good in the early levels, leveling up all the way to level 7 isn't really necessary on Adult Gohan and is largely underutilized in this game. So I want to see stuff that looks visually a lot different. I want Kaioken to look freaking awesome, and I hope it modifies the way certain things look, and it just looks very flashy, especially when he goes times 3 or times 20 and he's the last character left on the team. Super Spirit Bomb is finally making an appearance in the game, so we finally get to see Goku throw a Spirit Bomb outside of a cinematic that's in like a character finish cinematic or something like that, but apparently it's going to be exceptionally slow. How slow, we don't know, and by exceptionally slow as it's described, I'm only assuming you might not be able to combo into it. It's a little weird. This is one of the moves in Dragon Ball that takes a comically large time to charge, so I wouldn't be surprised if it takes quite a while, but I do hope you can use it as a proper utility and isn't just flash. I know this game is gauged towards casuals, so people will just want to throw stuff out, but at the same time, it's an Arc System Works fighting game, and I want to be able to combo into all this crazy stuff, and even other characters like the Ginyu Force that all come out on the screen, and they have a whole bunch of moves that happen that take a long time, are combo into a bull with certain assists, so I'm only assuming that's going to be somewhat kind of similar with the Spirit Bomb from Goku. I really want to see this thing utilized a bit more, and a lot of characters level 3s really define what they can do and how good they are, so let's see how it goes with this one. It's also mentioned that the characters will be available in early August. We're not going to be waiting that long for base Goku and base Vegeta, but I don't think many people are super excited about this one. I think people will be excited that Kaioken and Spirit Bomb are going to be in there. The fact that Vegeta does look like he is going to have multiple utilities, like many characters that do have hyper utility in this game with their supers do end up being pretty damn good. But overall, I myself am more excited for the next DLC lineup of characters, especially since it's got cooler. I'm curious how Android 17 is going to play, if that does end up coming true. And the other big piece of news that did drop is the fact that the Switch version, which is going to be coming fairly soon, is going to have a beta test that'll be available at the beginning of August. I'll jump online, give it a shot, see how it runs, because other Arc System Works games do run okay on Switch with BlazBlue Cross Tag, so I'm a little curious how that's going to go, and I'm kind of happy that there's a Switch version to practice combos on planes and whatnot when you're not actually at home. I think that's a great thing. I think more fighting games should be on Switch, and I think the game's going to do fantastically on that system, and it'll just support more Dragon Ball FighterZ in the future. No mention of anything else with balance adjustments, no mention anything else with overall system changes, and things like online structure fixes, or anything that we're really looking forward to. I personally believe we're going to have to wait till the next iteration of Dragon Ball FighterZ, a Dragon Ball FighterZ XR, a Dragon Ball FighterZ version, that'll probably come out something around the early portion of 2019. I wouldn't be surprised. That kind of follows suit with everything Arc System Works does, but that'll be there eventually in the future. Right now we get base Goku, base Vegeta, and I hope they play really good. I really do, and if I get an opportunity to play them, I'll be back to update you guys as soon as possible. As always, dudes, thank you a ton for watching. I'll be back with more Dragon Ball FighterZ updates as soon as possible, and there's a good chance that these characters will have a trailer at Comic-Con, which I will be at, and attending the panel, and if it's shown off, I'll get you an audience reaction and my own to the extremely brief trailers. As always, dudes, thank you a ton for watching. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.